Here we are again. I just want to again welcome everybody to Friday Night Love, where we mix old school music with new school music. We have conversations on Find It and Keeping Love, and join us with your questions and comments. And please like and share, and we'll answer these questions and comments live. It's all about love, y'all. It's Friday Night Love, doing what we do. We want to welcome you into our sessions of Friday Night Love.
Okay.
All right.
Turn the song up so we can talk about it.
Again, I'm Brother Spear, and this is Dr. Ra.
Dr. Ra Heter. Well, go back to the beginning. Go back to the beginning. Okay. Stop.
All right. So we got some people chiming in already. Welcome. Good to see you.
Okay, so we're going to talk about this song, okay? So that's the thing we want to talk about. I want them to hear the song. Turn it up a little bit so they can hear the words. I know some of us know, but sometimes we don't really focus in and really listen to the words.
Y'all gotta listen to this, because these are the stories that women's mamas told them what to expect.
Well, it wasn't just mamas.
Well, everybody. Just, you know.
The culture told us
They
this.
told you to look for this to come from a man.
Okay, let's listen. See? She said, okay, turn it down a little bit. Right, so that's what it is. They teach the fairy tale, and it doesn't just come from our mothers, but it also comes. But she talks about in the song that her mother told her that, right? But the culture teaches this all throughout the culture. So Prince Charming is real, and when you hear these fairy tales, they get imprinted on our psyche and our spirits, and it's hard for us to get away from them. So let's listen. So her mother told her this fairy tale.
Straight up fairy tale. Check it out.
But isn't a fairy tale for real? Though? That's the other thing, like, right? See that happy ending? The story ain't like that.
Supposed to be heroes, bro. Supposed to be heroes, man.
Okay, so he never came to save. So we're looking for Prince Charming to come save us, and when that doesn't happen, then what happens? How do we?
Who's Prince Charming? See, the question is, what character of a man is Prince Charming?
Right, and that's the thing. So, do we have this on the main shot? On the main shot.
The question is, who's Prince Charming?
So. And that's the problem. I think we're all looking for this Prince Charming. So what does that mean in today's context? And so probably means a guy with a really nice car, with a mansion, and they sell it to us through everything, all through all the popular culture, through all the movies, through all the film. Men, particularly white men, are always very rich.
Okay, let me y'all tell you.
And we're looking for somebody to rescue us.
Right, but let me tell you the truth. The truth is this. Prince Charming also has a job as a trash collector. Okay, this Prince Charming that you're looking for in the BMW and the Mercedes-Benz with the beautiful house and everything else, because first impressions go a long ways. And this brother's occupation, he might be the best doggone trash collector out here in the county,
so,
in the state.
Right. And
okay.
Right, and that's what happens. So we have this ideal about Prince Charming,
and he might make $80,000 a year.
Right,
but you'll miss him.
Right, but the problem is we have this whole fairy tale thing, and so if we're not getting what the fairy tale is, then now we're disappointed, and then it creates a whole lot of stuff and a lot of drama, and then the story ends.
Well, here you go. Check it out.
Because we think it's going to be this happy ending. In paradise. No longer living lives in paradise.
Right.
No fairy tale. And that's the problem. We're looking for the fairy tale.
So let's scrape Prince Charming off the table. Scrape him off the table.
Right, but
or just scrape the words Prince Charming off the table.
Well, it's not even about Prince Charming. It's the fact that we get embedded really in the culture, in this whole ideal. And then when the ideal doesn't turn out the way we think it should turn out because we've been sold a fairy tale, then it creates a whole lot of stuff. And so then you got problems. And that's where the problems begin. Anyway, you were talking about the fairy tale before we were talking about, because we got really,
you can become very animated on this topic here.
Right.
Because fairy tales are fairy tales, because a lot of brothers, man, are really, really, really good brothers, but they don't fit the image or the mold of the shiny armored brother coming in to sweep you off your feet.
Well, I think though, but this song has a lot of different meanings. But one of them also, she talks about, she should be looking for the happy ending. But then also, what didn't happen was he left her out to dry. So we'll talk about that another time. Mm-hmm. So anyway,
under the context of, because I'm gonna stick with this imagination, this picture of what you're looking for in a man. Because our first show we had last Thursday was about finding love. So we're going to stay on the topic. We're still about finding love.
Right.
And this topic today is it's about fairy tales and imaginative love it's imagination of the expectations,
right.
or of the fantasy or the dream
right.
of what love looks like.
Right. So continuing on. So what we want to do today is we want to continue our discussion on finding love. And where we left off was we were kind of talking about attraction. But I think one of the most significant things that we need to focus on or pay attention to is that everything goes through a cycle, right? All of life, everything, all nature, the planets, the institutions, social, everything goes through a life cycle. And this cycle includes 4 stages, and these 4 stages are conception, birth.
Okay, listen, I want you all to really pay attention to this. I want you to say that one more time.
Okay.
Because these adjectives are extremely important.
Okay, so everything goes through a cycle. Everything. So and the cycle is again 4 stages, y'all. So remember this, because we're going to talk about this throughout the whole as we're doing this. Conception, birth, maturity, and transformation. And transformation, or transformation means marriage or the end of the relationship. So now, how did this process translate into dating and marriage? So for dating, it's attraction is the first stage.
Y'all listen, I want you to listen now.
You can put a little music behind it.
Okay.
Commitment is the second stage. Engagement, if you're going to go that far with it, and then marriage. And you also have these same 4 stages when you in marriage. So in marriage or cohabitation, you have the marriage itself, and that's the conception stage. So we're married, this whole ideal notion we're married. And then you have the birth, and this is how you mature through all the different mental, physical, emotional, spiritual intimacy as a result of living together. So then now you got to go through that. So that again is the birth of the marriage. Then you have maturity. Turn it down a little bit. Maturity, and that's making it past the challenges faced by the areas of incompatibility. So again, it goes through the maturity stage, and if you can get through all the challenges of the areas of incompatibility, and that includes particularly after you have children or trying to blend a family with stepchildren and all that. And if you get past that, then you take it to the next stage, and that's transformation. And then transformation in marriage means the challenges begin to level off, and so you accept each other's shortcomings, and you move the relationship to a higher level. But a lot of us don't get there because we get stuck in all the other stuff, right?
Well,
and so
I tell you all something. We need to overcome these challenges really fast, because we got to get these brothers that we're seeing on the news today out the streets. We need them to be loved, to bring them home. So we're gonna help you, give you antidotes on bringing these brothers home and get them out the streets, man.
Well, that's good, because the first thing you gotta do is give them a job. But we're gonna talk about some of that. Let me just finish this right here, and so then if you get it to the higher level, and if you don't get it to the next level, then what ends up happening is you have the death of the relationship through either divorce, death, or a dead marriage. And so, how many people you know, and some of our parents who had what people refer to as a dead marriage, and so. And as you go through it, there's also continuing cycles of highs and lows based on the interactions and occurrences. So that's what it is. So right now we were talking about finding love, and then when we talk about, in the process of finding love, we're talking about attraction. And so now the big question, if you want to put this out to our viewing audience, is how did you sustain the attraction?
Okay.
And, right. And
okay.
so
That's good. Sustain the attraction, but there's. Let me tell you something.
In dating, because I would like to talk about it in dating.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something. And first, I'm gonna tell you something that's very important. We have to get these blinders off and come out of our imagination. There's a song I'm gonna put up here. It's an old school song. It's an old school song because what the platform is about. It's about old school music and new school music, and we're gonna use some of these lyrics to kind of discuss or fill in some of our topics. So this is one that I found that was very interesting, very, very interesting. So check this out.
Real old school, real old
check
school.
This out. Check this out. This is very important. Okay. I'm gonna do an old school. I'm doing old school.
All right, then we're gonna do a new school.
Yeah, I'm gonna do an old school right now.
All right.
And I want you to listen to these words because a lot of the viewers now, because with new technology, there's a lot of the new school that's probably watching and they don't know this music. So I'm throwing on you. So check this out.
We like the old school.
Take the blinders off, y'all. What's the comment?
I don't see no comments yet. Okay, send me those in your questions and your comments.
To have a girl like her. Tell you, man, old school in the house.
That's a good stop right there. Just stop there right there for a second. Well, it's still going. And I thought that was critical what he just said there. Out of all the fellas in the world, she belongs to him. And I think that one of the things we should pay attention to is that you have a partner that out of all the people in the world, they chose you.
Yeah, man, that's beautiful.
Right,
that's beautiful.
Right.
And
as long as it's not your imagination.
No. And really, that's where we're trying to get to right now.
Right.
Because choosing a mate, getting through the fluff of what society says is
real.
What's good and what's not good,
right.
What's powerful, what's not powerful, what's right and what's not right. I mean, it's just we have to get beyond all that. So that's what again the show is all about.
All right, so let's finish this song.
But check this out. This show, the song here has a twist to it. So I need you to listen to the twist.
So that's what he just said. Wait. Okay,
I want this. Let this verse run here for 1 minute longer. What's happening, Derica? What's happening? All right, family in the house. What's happening?
Okay, who else is there?
All right.
Greg is it. Gloria Lewis.
Who's it? Who? What?
I can hardly see.
How you doing, Mike?
Josie's here, my sister.
What's happening, Josie? All right. Good to see you too.
Annie, anyway.
All right, good to see you.
Okay. So what we got to do? I want to talk about this. Anyway, so can we turn it down a little bit? Just turn it down.
Okay.
Just a running.
What that say?
Okay, go on. Wait. Go on. He said every night he prays.
Every night on my knees I pray. Dear Lord, hear my plea. Don't ever let another take a love from me. Oh, surely God.
that's enough. We need to talk about it.
but in reality, she doesn't even know.
She don't even know him. Okay?
Did you hear
See
that? This whole relationship, okay, and I got a story behind this too, because I'm going to tell you a story about a life experience that I can tell you that's up under this context. Now,
Right.
he had an entire relationship
In
he
his
was
mind.
in his mind. They were even going to get married.
Right.
Let me tell you something. It was a little while back. There was a, sure,
Right. So anyway, I think it was just interesting. You come back to you.
yeah.
Like, and how how many of us have done it, or we know people? Because the thing is, we know we all have made bloopers. So we just say that and be okay with it, and then know that we've done some really silly stuff and stupid stuff when we're dating. Period. Done. Over in relationships. Okay. So how many of us have know people, or we have done ourselves, where you think you're in a relationship and you're not? It's just your imagination, right? And so even in this here, you can leave it on, but leave it real low so we can have something in the background. But and so even in this here, he says soon we will be married and have a family. And I know that women, a lot of times a woman will meet a guy, right? But especially, well, you know when you're younger anyway, you're 20s, okay? Just turn it down, it's too low. And put it on the main. So women, a lot of women will meet a guy, and then they'll start imagining that they're married. They'll meet a guy, and they'll start imagining the kids and what they look like and all that and everything, and you don't even know the guy. You don't know anything about him, right? So it's amazing how we do that jump. You can't help it. It's like your mind, your spirit just starts jumping way ahead, right? Especially if you like the guy, right?
Right.
And then on this, remember he said every night he prayed, don't let another take her away from me. And it's like, but she's not yours.
Right.
Or he's not yours.
So I'm
And so you think that you're in this relationship and it's an imaginary relationship.
Right,
Okay,
right.
I'll shut up.
Right, no, it's okay. But she, I had an experience like that. It was a little while back, way before I got married, which was ancient history. But anyhow.
We're not that ancient.
Okay, test the time. Okay. Anyhow, there's this woman that I had an acquaintance, a group of people. There was a group of us. There was a group of us together. You just did.
Don't make it easy. Don't say it.
I'm not going to say it. There was a group of us together, and I had a conversation with this one particular person. Just a simple conversation. How you doing? How's it been? How's it going? Fantastic. And then it was over. So about 3 months later, a good friend of mine said, "Yo, man, so how are you and this young lady get along? Because I'm hearing that you all are really digging in deep." And I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "No, she's telling everybody that you and her are in this serious relationship, and you all are going to be an item." And I had no idea.
Yeah.
None. I just said hi. And she had a whole relationship. We was already at the altar. So I understand that this is true. These are true live scenarios that people go through.
Yeah. And so that's what I'm saying. So we got to get out of this whole imagination, because a lot of time we are in an imaginary relationship. And how do you know when you're in a relationship? That's when we get back now to the stages of dating. You don't necessarily have to talk about it consciously. It's just that you kind of have in your mind where we are. So you can't think that you're in this super duper relationship.
Are we in a super duper relationship?
I think we
are.
are.
We in one?
Well, we've been together for a long time, so.
Okay.
But I'm saying you have to. So if you understand what stage you're in while you're dating, and so you don't know if you're in a relationship until you make a commitment, right? And so you have to have that conversation that says that we're committed now to just see. We're not gonna be. I can hear a whole lot of fuzz, and I hope that's not what's going on in this thing. Anyway, and so you have to make sure. I hope this thing is. Okay. All right. All right. So anyway, okay, listen to this song here.
And let me tell you something about relationships.
Who is this?
Where?
The song is on.
This one here is Earth, Wind, and Fire. This is old school. Okay, I got one for you.
No, listen to what he's saying. I'm saying. If we can get down to the basics.
And that's what love's about,
That's
right
what
there.
it's all about, right there.
But
Somebody to share.
we want to think about loving each other in a real sense,
Right.
real sense of pride, real sense of respect, real
Right.
sense of honor.
You said just somebody to share with, and that's the thing. And then so we can just get to some of those basic fundamental things, and get past all the stuff, the blocks and the things, and you're gonna have challenges, and recognize that you're gonna have challenges. That's what it's about. And in fact, what we don't know or don't understand or seem to understand is that the challenges help us to grow. It helps you to learn more about yourself and who you are, what you can tolerate, what you can deal with, and things like that. So anyway.
But I tell you, she brought up challenges, and I have to expand on that because that's how relationships become better.
Right, and that's how you become better.
Everything is a test. Life is a test, and you have to challenge things to get through them, to get to the next stage, because you have to know do's and don'ts. And because there's no, we have, speaking of do's and don'ts, there is a framework on do's and don'ts in relationships. And that framework is in one of the books that were written. It's called Your Soul's Partner, written by Dr. Ron and myself, that we want you to check out after the show is over. They have guidelines and steps on finding a partner, going through the process of elimination to make sure that he is the right partner, and also sustaining that relationship through the test of time.
Right.
So, again, on the screen there you'll see the book and my Soul's Partner. Please look at it, read it, work with it, because it's power. It's meat for life's journey. So it's food for thought.
Okay, so go on and do that. Go on and we want to play now a new school song. Let's play a new school song.
I
But
tell you
I
something.
think we're here even before we go out of it, because he keeps saying with someone to share. Let me just hear what he's saying. No one we're in love and happiness.
Loving you. Think about loving you.
Okay. That's all we want. Somebody we can just
Right.
think about
See,
loving and.
This is old school. Think about loving you. Let me tell you,
Right.
there's a new school. Way of thinking, train of thought, and they have different words. So check this out.
Right. Check out
The same scenario, same premise, but check out these words. Okay. Same guy, same vibe, same end game.
Critique on this one too. That too loud?
Same thing. They just speak it different ways.
I think it's control my anxiety.
Yeah. Raise up.
Looking for that high. I can keep going. Boot up. Boot up. Boot up. Somebody might be calling and telling something wrong. So I want to say some things on this. So I think that's what, you can leave it on this a little bit more in the back there. So I think that's what we're all kind of looking for, to be booed up.
Well, it's love.
Bought
It's
out,
love.
I am, right?
You know,
Whatever she's
booed
saying.
up. Booed up means
want you
this.
booed up,
She's
right.
saying that he is
Her
her
boo.
boo.
Right.
So she's booed up. She's
Right.
got her man. She's manned up. She's covered. She got her love. He takes her heart away.
That was the previous lover. See, what she's saying here is she want to get that, she's trying to find a new lover that gets her high like the old
Well,
lover.
right. That's the booed up. She's trying to
Right.
get booed up. She
She's
wants
trying
to
to
fall.
get
She wants to feel that love again.
Right. Anyway, I'll come back to that. So, but what she's saying, I think, is critical. Oh my God. How do I turn this off?
But I tell you this, it's a great song. It's a
But
great
no,
song.
I wanted to say some things to that. So, what she's saying, what? Boot up, boot up. Right. So she's looking for somebody to give her the same high that the previous lover gave her, right? So she's singing to him, and I think, you know, we doing the song because I think that a lot of this stuff applies to our relationships and how we operate in relationships. And the thing about it is, though, if you're going to compare the new guys with your new lover, the new guy that you're meeting with somebody that your ex, then that's when you're going to run into the problems. And that's what happens a lot of times. People are comparing the new person or the new people that they're dating with the old person. Now, we all looking for that high. But some people have that, you know, and I think we have to look at that. Let's talk about that, because is it something that's realistic?
No, it's not. It's not, because, you know.
Because she said she gives her that high. She's
I
looking
know.
for that high.
But the high is a love. It's a love feeling.
Right.
Whatever that bro. You know, it fills her heart and her soul.
Right.
So she's looking to get filled like that again.
Right.
But not everybody can fill those same places that the next man can fill, because we all have our own spot. Everybody has their own spot. It's called a sweet spot. Everybody has a sweet spot. So the spot that he touched is very different than the spot that I touch. You know, I mean, you know, everybody has a different touch. So you have to let yesterday go and look forward to tomorrow.
Right.
You have to open your heart for new beginnings.
Right. And I think what happens for a lot of people is they get stuck there. So, and then, you know, some of them get stuck on the bad stuff that happened. What do you take food up for? Some people get stuck on the bad stuff that happened, and then it makes it hard for them to move forward. But then other people get stuck on the good stuff, and then it makes it hard to move forward, because then you're still stuck there, so you can't move forward until you get to that place. Okay.
Now we got some old school.
So you get anything out of life.
Anything out of life.
Oh my God!
You got to put up with it. That's what we're talking about.
Right.
You got to put up with it.
Right. But you know that even that
Now
previous
listen.
song. You gotta turn it down.
Now listen.
I'll listen. Okay, I'll listen.
You're pushing my love a little bit too far. I don't think you know how blessed you are.
Wow. You know how blessed we are.
And your friend Annie tell you all she sees.
With your girlfriends. Listen to your girlfriends.
Was trying to get close to me.
Stop listening to your girlfriends.
Say, no interference.
Think it over. Think it over, girl. That's the way I feel about you.
Well. That's it. So, I want to say something to that. Wait. What is he saying?
You see, that's the way I feel about
You
you.
ready to say something else?
Now,
Okay.
let me tell you about this song here. That's very important, because he loves a woman, and she's getting a bunch of information from her friends.
Right.
And the problem is her friends don't even have men. She's the only one with a man. So she's getting a whole bunch of stuff in her ear that's interfering with their relationship.
Right. And so.
So he's trying to express to her how he feels about her and let this other stuff go.
Right.
So go on to
But I just wanted to say on it, like the last song we were talking about, because some of people are called what they call love junkies. So you're constantly looking for that high. So what happens is they have a relationship, and the high wears off. Then they're on to the next one. Then the high wears off. Then on to the next one. So they're love junkies. But you have to be able to sustain through, because it's going to have peaks and valleys. You're going to have those highs and lows, but you can always get back to that high if you sustain through the challenges. Anyway, getting back to this song now. something he said here. He said, "I don't know how blessed you are. I don't think you know how blessed you are," and some of us really don't. And sometimes what you had just said about if you're in a relationship and you listen to your friends, a lot of times our friends are where we are developmentally. So sometimes it's necessary to go outside of your friendships and your relationships to get some objective perspective, because like my husband just said, a lot of times they don't have a partner, and they might be a little jealous because they're losing time with you and stuff like that. So sometimes they might not give you the best advice, so you need to go somewhere else where you can get a more objective perspective.
No doubt, because I'll tell you something. If you want advice, get advice from someone that you have witnessed has a sustainable, solid relationship. Not somebody who cannot sustain or has no relationship.
Right.
And so that's where you seek counsel at. You don't seek counsel to somebody who's not living the life that you admire yourself, or you admire to want to live some part of.
And then sometimes people, your friends are going to be critical. Sometimes your partner. And the other thing about friends is that friends do really would help you. Can help you if they learn to just listen without giving them a bunch of negative. Because sometimes people really are very, very negative about some of this stuff. So if they just listen and let you talk about it without telling you, and stop talking negative about your partners, because that's what I know. Particularly when we were younger. We did that. You're talking negative about the partner and then your friend's partner. You don't want to do that, because everybody's going to go through stuff. People are going to have their shortcomings, and that's just how it is. You have your shortcomings. That's the thing. We all have our shortcomings. So many of us look and think it's the other person, but we don't look at ourselves and see what our shortcomings are and what we're bringing. The fact that somebody's accepting your stuff.
Because this is called the point of it all. Because this is the point of it all. The point of it all is this: we want companionship. You want conversation. You want intimacy. You want exclusiveness. You want to feel protected, special, cherished, and honored. So that's not just a woman's point of view. It's also a man's. A man wants to feel honored, respected, cherished,
right, exactly.
Loved, embraced, admired,
adored.
Adored. And adoration goes all the ways.
Right.
Everybody, the ultimate return that you get from a partner is adoration. If she adores and all the things that you do, brother, that you're getting, you're there. You're getting. You all are moving into the space to get you longevity. That's the space you want to get to.
Right, and then if you don't have those feelings for somebody, you might not need to be in a relationship with them, because the basis of a relationship, or any relationship, is respect. You have to have all the basics. We know what some of the fundamentals are: honesty, respect. But respect is huge, mutual respect. If you don't have that, and you find yourself in a situation where you're constantly, disappointed, upset, and all that, then you might really rethink it.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway,
check it out. This bro. That's it right there. That's it right there. That's it right there, y'all. Check it out. Check it out. Woo! I love you, girl.
And that's where we're all trying to get to. I really feel like that. That's the God's honest truth.
That's it. That's it.
And that's I think that's that high she was talking about. What's the point of it all? I'm gonna hear the point.
Because I love you. it.
Yeah.
That's it, y'all. I hope you heard that.
Yeah.
I hope you heard that because that's the point of it all. You know, because love has power. Love has the ultimate power, the premium power, the power to face and overcome no matter what you're going through.
And I don't think that we recognize that's what we're talking about, and not necessarily just romantic love, but, you know, which feels really good. But we're also just talking about just love, generally speaking. It's a universal love. So you could develop that kind of serious love, like a humane, universal love, and that takes it to another level.
You know, that's our good. That's Mr. Gill.
There you go.
And there you go, because that's what we're looking for. There she goes.
Turn up a little bit. And I want to get back to
we have Mr. Taylor chimed in. Mr. Taylor, why don't you go and hit me with some of your things that you're dealing with when you're out there trying to get that special someone?
So Cherie's in there. She was showing us
We have
something was going on.
we have a Cherie. Give us a chime in. Tell us give us your thoughts.
Maybe she was trying to tell us that the singing was.
No, she wasn't. Let it go.
Just looks like her. Messages. That's
Ho.
okay. That's what women are looking for.
I had to stop that. I had to pause that. This brother said, I will do anything and everything for you. And believe me, we will. We will, work with us. You know, some of us are a piece of work. But we have really, really, really good intentions.
Some of you do.
You know, we have good intentions, and those that don't, I'm not talking about them.
Okay.
I'm talking about the brothers, man, that are at your doorstep, knocking on your door, saying, "Please let me in." I might not look like the person that you are waiting for, but I might be that person that's been sent. That's been sent for you. So, you know, and then once you open your doors and have this conversation with him and find out more about him, you might find out that he was who you was waiting for after all.
Right. And then I want to say to the ladies that when the thing I've discovered, you know, throughout my journey is that when a man really cares about you, he will do anything for you. You know, he'll try his best to do what he can for you, to do anything for you. So, just know that. Okay. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about some of the things you don't do in the attraction stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
All right. So, I think, you know, I'm just going to reiterate some things that I said last week. But the things you want to do, I'm just going to say them real quick, and then we're going to, if I go through some of them, go through them. But it's like you want to date in public spaces, okay, and that keeps you from moving into
That's
intimacy.
really good.
All right, you want to be your best self, your representative. Just be your best self, because you want a person to see the good that you bring to the table, that you're bringing, and then once they see the good, then they can say, okay, well, I like enough good here, so then they're more tolerant of the bad. Now, I'm just going to give you an example.
But I'm going to say something real quick. When you first meet a woman and you bring that best good that you have to keep that good going. You do.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what we're talking about, those stages.
You have to maintain that.
Right.
Because you can't all of a sudden fix your hair one day and then don't fix your hair the next.
Or,
you can't open the door for her one day and then open the door the next.
okay.
You know, you have to do those things all the time.
Right, and well, that's another thing too, that I've learned, and this comes from old school wisdom that I remember my mother teaching me. And she said, don't start some stuff you know you're not going to finish. So don't start some stuff you know you're not going to finish. You know, so we talking about earlier on being your representative, being your best self.
I've heard that.
Yeah, being your best self, but don't be doing a whole bunch of stuff you know you're not going to be able to sustain. Right, so that's the thing. So you got your best self in a balanced way. That's the way I can do it. So you want to do that, be your best self. You want to, and interestingly, it's not just in dating. People don't even realize how important this is throughout it, because we're talking about the attraction now. People don't even realize how important this is to even sustain a marriage. People think because even once you get, y'all get solid, or you get in a relationship solid, or you live with somebody and get married, that you don't have to still be your best self, or you don't have to stay attractive. You don't have to do all those things that you had to do to attract. You got to still do that when you get married too. I mean,
you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I do a lot of brotherhood conversations, man. I mentor a lot of men, and we have a lot of brotherhood conversations. And the brother says to me, he said, man, I married her, she was beautiful, man, and now since we've gotten married, she don't comb her hair anymore. She walks around in raggedy, holdy clothes all day, you know, and I come home from work and I just want to see this beautiful enlightened vibration to you know just make me smile, and she pays me no attention. You know, it's like all of a sudden we got married and she doesn't work anymore. She thinks she got it and it's over.
Well, guys do the same thing.
Do they?
Oh yeah, they just they you know, once they get you, then now they get in chill mode. You can't get them to do a daggone
chill
thing.
Mode. Well, when we got chill mode too, y'all be chilling.
Right,
y'all
right.
think you say, I got it now. I got your ring. You know.
Right.
You know.
Well, that's what y'all think we do, but it's not necessarily. But what happens with guys a lot of times too, they do the same thing. They get in chill mode. They don't have to do the same thing they did to attract you from the beginning. So it goes both ways.
Did I do that?
No, you didn't
What
actually.
What I do?
You did better.
I did better. I did better than many.
You do better. Yeah.
Better than most.
You've been doing better. But that's why we're here.
And you know what?
That's why we're here.
And you know what?
What?
I'm gonna give you comments. So did you.
Oh, okay.
You did a
yeah.
wonderful job.
Well, you
and
know,
and you still are every day.
Right, but I want to say something about you. What he did for me is he made me have to step my game way up, right? Because I met somebody who I thought was just like so graceful and such a great person, a good guy, and I was like, oh my God, I can't be this. I gotta be this. I gotta really step my game up and really be a lady. That's stupid. Go to the bush. Go to the bush. So you know. Anyway, baby, don't play that one right now. Cause I want to save that for a special. That's another one.
You know. Okay. Well.
Let's be my girl.
Let's
do this one. Anyway,
okay.
That's so special.
Right.
We got to play that for a really
You
special
know,
moment.
I had
anyway,
a song on, right?
But anyway.
Let me tell you about the song that I just put on. The song
No,
that was
we don't
just.
want to talk about the song because I'm trying to go through this. We're talking about
We're
the song
going-
when we play
get
it.
through
No,
Baby,
that song is so
baby,
special.
Go and get through that.
Right, okay.
That was beautiful. It's a
So
beautiful
anyway,
song.
so that's the first thing. Be your best self, okay? And then the other thing is, you know, manage your expectations. You know, we start off with all these expectations, whatever the fairy tale, you know, based on who we think people should be, how they should act, and what they should be doing, and all that. And
Do y'all do that?
yeah, we know we do.
Do y'all have expectations of who we're supposed to be, on how we're supposed to act, and how we're supposed to respond? Why
And a
don't
lot of
somebody
times-
hit me with a comment? Because you know
Can we
what?
see 'em?
I'm seeing everybody chime in. I got a lot of people chiming in, but I'm not.
Well, maybe we just don't know.
No, leave it.
I just want to see if I can
I
see.
leave it.
Okay. I just hope they can. Oh my God, what happened? Okay. All right. Anyway, any questions, comments? But anyway,
Okay. Now, what I want you all to do is hit us with some comments, tell us some experiences, and let's address them right now.
right.
Let's get this stuff in back of you.
Questions?
So we can start anew. Let's start tomorrow with something new. Let's do something different.
So anyway, so manage expectations because a lot of us have unrealistic expectations, and that can kill whatever it is you're trying to start, right? So, you know, interestingly, and you have to even do that all throughout marriage. People don't realize this stuff. Whatever you start doing in the beginning of the relationship, you got to continue to do even through the marriage because people have these different expectations that is based on whoever your daddy was, your mama was. And we're gonna talk about gender stuff at some point too, but you know, and based on what your past partner is, you know, we got all this stuff, and then you're expecting this person to fulfill this, and they don't even know that you're even expecting it. And that's the other thing too, ladies.
So you say, she don't even know you're there?
Right,
They don't even tell us there,
They
but
don't
that's,
even know you.
that's another story.
That's another thing. They don't even know you're expecting. Like you expect a guy to do certain things or a woman to do certain things. So you have these expectations, and then they don't fulfill them. But the question is, how did they know that's what you wanted?
You know what? That's a good one because no two minds think alike. They don't. And you know, everybody knows the books, men are from Mars, women from Venus. So your minds think very different.
Yeah.
Very, very, very different.
Yeah.
So the only way to know is to tell the next person, and then, but you don't have to keep on forcing it.
Right.
You just say it very nicely. This is what I expect. This is what I thought was going to happen. You didn't do that.
Right.
And he says, well, this is why I didn't know. And he says, and then you'll say, well, okay, now we know. So I will not walk around being upset anymore because I understand. Now you know.
But then what ends up happening, people have expectations because a lot of that happens, particularly for women, after they have intimacy. So once you have physical intimacy, then your expectations go way up, right? Because women, all of us do it. We no matter if we think we don't, whether we think we do it or not, we keep tabs. We do, right? So
You got a scorecard.
you keep a scorecard, right? So I'm doing this, he's doing that. I just did this with him, but he's not doing that, and we start doing all that. We start doing it in our head. We might not put it down on paper.
You know what? This song is so special. Would you feed my girl?
Yeah,
You be my girl.
I sure will. I thought I was already your girl.
That's a song. I'm gonna put this song. Okay, sorry. I got carried away, y'all.
I thought I was already your girl.
Back-
But you know
back
what?
to topics,
I could be your
man.
girl again.
You be my girl
That's what
again.
keeps it special.
It's called keeping it fresh, y'all.
Right, that's what keeps
You
it fresh.
have to
To
keep it
fresh.
fresh.
Right.
Keep it fresh, man.
Right. And so anyway, so that's what happens. So when you enter into these commit, these kinds of activities, what we're all talking about here, then your expectations go way up, and then it just creates a whole disaster. Right. This used to
False expectations.
This used to be my favorite.
You know what?
song.
We need to have a show on false expectations. False expectations
Or unrealistic.
are unrealistic, and they're only false because they're only in your head. You just have to be clear about some things.
Right.
And then they become
So now
true
we're
and
still in the
real.
attraction stage in the dating, right? So the next thing is don't chase. So guys, you let a woman know that you're really interested, right, in different ways. But if you become too overbearing, it can feel like scary. Because I'm gonna give you an example, right? This guy I was dating, right, earlier on, he sent me some flowers like real early, like the same day, or like it was like real quick, right? And then it was fine, it was nice flowers. Then he said, "You my woman," and I was like, "Hmm?" I'm like, "Bro, I don't even know
What?
you."
Do that again?
He's like, "You my woman," and I'm like,
She said,
like Scooby Doo.
That's too funny.
Right, but anyway, it was like, bro, I don't even know you, right? And so, but then I was like, well, maybe, this is his way. So I was like, I found it attractive at first, kind of in some ways, but it was a little, I wasn't sure. As time went on, it did end up being a disaster, right? But because he wanted a relationship and he was very, very forceful, and it was scary. It was scary because, sometimes when women get forceful, it can be very smothering, right? Or women, go there, it can be very smothering for a man, but for a woman, it could be scary. Okay, so that's the other thing.
Well, I'm telling you something. And what that dude was doing, he was trying to put you in the mood. Okay? That's what we do. We do things to put you in the mood.
Yeah.
You're just like you much like romantic.
All right.
How'd you like
Almost 9.
to wind down?
That's what we do,
Oh,
man.
somebody got a comment.
I'd like to take it.
All right, she said great. So we have a comment from Cherie, and she's from Albany, New York.
She says she's enjoying the topics.
Right, she
She's
said,
enjoying-
hi,
she's
great
enjoying
show.
the
Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry.
Cherie.
Thank you, Sherry. We love you too.
That's my cousin, niece. Who is she? Cherie, we
That's
kind of
family.
confused about who. It's family. Right.
We love you too, Sherry.
Thank you.
Thanks for chiming in and listening, Sherry. Please like it and share it.
Right.
Share it so we can have a broader audience. We're broadening our base, and the only way that happens
I turned
is
down while you're talking.
the only way to broaden our audience. Because every week we plan on getting better and better every week. So please like, share, all those things to help us get into many more doorways.
You know what?
Yes.
This is what I'll do to get you in the mood.
Really? Is what you're gonna do? Is what we're gonna do? I'm in the mood.
Get you in the mood. I want to do it.
Hey y'all, this is Friday Night Love with old school and new school music. And we use this as a platform, man, to expand the topics.
Right, and then what we want to do while we're doing this, it's like, because sometimes, it wasn't until I got older that I actually started listening to, understood, you're singing along with the songs, but then when I got older and started really listening, I'm like, they're saying that? I was like, that's pretty deep, that's pretty profound, so we want to do this to kind of go through the songs, because the music sounds so good. That's the first thing. Go back to the beginning. I don't like this show.
we listen to music
Right, and then
without really diving into the words, the
Right.
lyrics, man.
Sometimes,
the lyrics are
beautiful.
profound and beautiful.
Especially some of that old school
Beautiful.
stuff. And some of the new school, because we started listening to some of the new school stuff. And it's really beautiful stuff. But some of this old school stuff, I'm old school. It sounds so good. and so that's what we want to do, man. We want to bring all this stuff back alive, man. That's
Look.
what.
Okay, it looks like we froze.
Let's turn it off anyway. Can you make it figure out how to make it go back? Because the thing is still going, so why is this freezing?
Okay. So
Facebook, we see.
it looks like.
Let me see. Let me go to Facebook and see what's going on.
We're on Facebook, baby.
All right. Anyways, probably time to end it.
All right. We still froze? Okay, listen. There you go. So that's where it froze up.
Well, let's go back to the other shot, big shot. Okay, it came back.
Okay. All right, y'all. So listen, I wanna.
Is it still going or what's going on?
It looks like I'm still going live. So listen, I just want to. See, I guess there's a time limit on how far you can go.
No.
So listen, I want to thank you all for tuning in. This is a show that we're going to be doing, and
we'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll be back in 2 weeks. This is fine. Okay, so you're gonna put it on Someone to Love. Okay.
So
I don't know what's going on with it. Okay.
listen,
It's too high. It's back on.
Listen, I want to.
It's playing actually.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in, those that tuned in. And again, it's a platform that we're going to use to express do's and don'ts about love.
He said we're still love.
Love. Okay, thank you. Listen, I want to use this platform for my wife, Dr. Ra, and we're going to continue our Friday Night Love sessions, and they're coming on at 8 o'clock every Friday.
Well, next Friday we won't.
Next Friday
we'll be missing. The Friday after.
Okay.
2 weeks. Be back in 2 weeks.
Okay, so listen, please look for us, share us, like it, and hopefully you'll get something out of this. And I want you to write down what you'd like to discuss, or you'd like us to discuss.
Yeah, give us some suggestions.
Right, discuss that you're going through.
Right, so
that
message.
That you're going through, so that we can help give you the antidote for your better tomorrow. Because we want everybody that's listening to us, that took time out to, turn their phones on or computers on to check us out. We want it to have value. We want to have value in our being.
All right. So just we'll continue this talk, and we're gonna do as we're going through it. We're gonna talk about relationships, not just dating, but relationships and marriages, everything, because they're all the same. It's just that it depends on where you are in it. But in order to sustain a relationship, it's all the same stuff. And so until next time.
Hey y'all, have someone to love.
Right.
We want you to have someone to love, and whatever it takes.
And message us.
Message
your
us,
questions and your comments.
Whatever it takes, man. Hit us. We got you. We love you. And again, thanks for tuning in.
And like and share.
And like and share. Share and like. Like and share. Share and like. So, love you. Say bye, baby.
And remember to continue to grow in love, light, and consciousness. Okay, kiss time now.
All right, y'all. Love you. And I'm going to see you all next session.
Okay.
But again, thanks again. All right.
You got to end it on Facebook. Did you stop recording it? Did you stop recording
I
it?
don't know. Oh.
When you end it here, excuse me. Give me this.
Stop.